Okay, I think we're running now. Screwed that up a while ago. Said last time we'd talk about the Finnish language. Before I arrived in Helsinki, I had never set foot in Finland. I've heard the language spoken. Belinda's fluent. Her granddaughter, grandson, children have come to the States, visited us in Tennessee, heard them speaking Finnish. Never thought much about it. Then I arrived in Finland. A lot of people in Finland understand English. Some will speak it, but they're very shy about speaking English. So, me being me thought, well, if I'm going to live in their country, it just seems the respectful thing to do to learn their language. Well, let me tell you about the Finnish language. The Finnish language is the 6th most difficult language in the world to learn. And even higher, they say, in difficulty for people who speak English. Were you to decide that you just want to go to school and learn to speak Finnish, it will take about 1,200 hours of instruction. Put that in perspective. Think about sitting in a classroom for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 30 weeks. That's how long. Now, I am not an ignorant person, but studying has not always been my strong suit. I could probably be the poster child for ADHD. So I began my endeavor to learn Finnish. And this was one of the first things I figured out. That I think when Finland was founded, there was 2 little guys sitting up there on the Arctic Circle, and they said, let's make us a country. And one guy said, no, that sounds like a good idea. Okay, we go with that. And they were up by Lapland. Well, Lapland is part of Finland, but the people of Lapland speak Lappi. So the one guy looks up and he says, well, what about Lappi? That's what we speak now. No, I want another language. Well, look, those folks over there, they speak Russian. We could go with that. No, I want my own language. Well, what about over that way? That's Sweden. We could Swedish. That'd be, no. All right, well, the last choice I have is Estonia's down there. No, I want my own language. And I want it to be so difficult that we can talk about all these people behind their back and they're not going to have a clue what we're saying. That's my thoughts on the origin of Finnish. Because if you want to learn Finnish, the first thing you need to do, if you're an English speaker, is go throw all of those textbooks out, all the way back to the 1st grade when they taught you ABCs. Because Finnish has an alphabet. It is A through Z, but they decided, for some reason, they just didn't like W. They said, nah, that thing's out of here, gone with W. We're not going to use that. And the guys was talking again, I guess, and they said, well, this is A. We say, no, we're not going to say A. No, we're going to call it something else. That's the Finnish language. And I think I mentioned before my nightmare. Well, after a Finnish lesson, one day I had laid down for a little while. And I don't know if it was a nightmare or a vision or a warning, but I woke up and the first thing I thought of was this huge African elephant. And on that African elephant was printed the Finnish language. And the next thing I saw was a sewing needle with the eye of that needle very prominently displayed. And that made me think, okay, now I got it. That big old thing over there is the Finnish language. And that little small thing, that eye, that needle, that's my brain. Now I just have to figure out how to get the big one through the small one. That's my experience with Finnish. I can speak some, I can understand some, and my goal in life is on my 70th birthday to be able to speak to someone in Finnish and understand their reply. That's the Finnish language to me. Go short this time. Anybody wants to know about something, you can message me on Facebook and Messenger, or you can just knock on the door, whatever you need to do.